Hey, GH peeps, what's happening? It's your girl, Tawari Babes, coming at you with the late night review for Friday. It's Friday, guys. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday, right? Ready for the weekend. It is March 20th, 2024. Hope you guys had a pretty good Friday. I had a pretty good Friday. I cannot complain. How was GH though? Was it GHing for you guys? Any highs? Any super lows? Any mid lows? Any crazy stories at the General Hospital today? Yep, I think we got some things going on. I love GH. I love when they put stories at GH. I just love it. I love it when they, showcase the hospital, because that is the name of the show, General Hospital. Plus it kind of gives you that nostalgia of where they used to do it, have all the shows mainly at the hospital. Not mainly, but you know what I mean, guys. But anyway, as always, please leave your comments and your highlights for today's show in the comment section. I love your guys' highlights. I love your guys' comments. I like your thoughts and ideas about what's going on with the show. And if you like the content and you've been following me for some time, guys, hit that subscription button. It ain't gonna hurt. Just hit it. Just go beep. And if you like the content, then please hit the like button. It really helps my video get out there in the algorithms. But anywho, guys, let's talk about GH today. And yeah, your girl's trying to post a little bit earlier than usual. We're at General Hospital, and we got Stella, Curtis, and Marshall and Portia. And they making calls to find this Dr. Braddock, y'all. They're trying to figure out what was going on with this man. And I don't even know. Nakisha, you let me know how you feel about how they ended this story. It wasn't the whole FBI and all that involvement, but I don't know. You let me know, girlfriend, because I remember you was commenting on this story. So you let me know how, Nakisha, I'm talking to you there. You let me know how you feel about, how they wrapped this one around. But basically, so they making calls to find Dr. Braddock. And it's actually harder than Curtis thought, because he was thinking he could just roll on up there. Well, I guess we all was thinking he could just roll up there to the fancy retirement home and figure out what's going on with this man. And as they wait for answers, Stella kicks Curtis and Marshall so they can, down to the PT so he can get his PT done, because that's what he's supposed to be doing. And Curtis is working them calf muscles out. You know what I'm saying? He getting it. He getting it, guys. He getting it. And Marshall all proud of his son. He's like, and they're talking about what's the conversation's going to be like when they confront the doctor. And Marshall's like, I ain't got nothing nice to say. And honestly, I can't blame him. I can't blame him. You know what I'm saying? I really can't blame him, especially coming from that time zone. He states that the doc was nice at the beginning, prescribed him some pills, but with no insurance, he had to hustle to get the medication. And my heart breaks for people who still cannot get their medications, like diabetic. I'm not going to get into the healthcare system. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick to the script, guys. Anyway, he states, but this is a real thing. This is a real issue. But this is where the story get crazy, okay? So after, he don't have no insurance, so he's hustling. He don't want to tell his son what he was doing, but, he had to get his hands dirty. Probably was from that boxing, because, we know Pop-Pop's got hands. But anyway, he started experiencing these horrible side effects. His mouth was all dry, and his fingers would get stiff. And when he told the doctor offered him shock therapy. Shock therapy at $800 a whop. So this man was partially lobotomizing people for $800. I guess it's that would be too far to say it was a lobotomy, because that's actually when they stick something into the brain. I guess that's a little too far. But shock therapy though? For after the first one, are you really able to come back? And the sad thing is, this was the health care that they were doing back then. And no, I'm not saying that we are so advanced, but praise God, we're not doing shock therapy. And we're not making $800 to get your brain fried. Oh my gosh. So when he mentioned that, Curtis was like, so what happened when you did that? He said, I blew up and I vented. Doc didn't take that too well, though. I can only imagine, okay? I can only imagine. And there's a part on here that Marsha tells, okay, this is the part that really got me. Marsha does tell how the doctor scared him with warnings of hurting himself or his family, of being the shame of his family, and he was scared. He was scared. And I can feel that. I mean, he's a good actor. I can understand that, though. I can understand how a person in a white coat telling somebody, you know what I'm saying, something, and people still trust doctors with everything they say. And I'm not telling you guys not to trust your doctors, okay? What I'm saying is, if you ever get an opinion that you don't feel comfortable with, you get that second opinion. I urge everybody, even when I know that the situation is still going to be what it is, I still urge people to get a second opinion. You should fight for yourself. And a lot of times people don't do that. And I guess I'm adding real life to this, but it's real life. This, honestly, is real life. A person sitting there believing, trusting when a doctor's telling them, I hear it all the time. Till this day, people do that. Till this day. And some of these times I'll be like, well, how do you feel about it? And you'll be like, I don't like it. It's making me sick and da-da-da and da-da-da. And it doesn't mean that they change the course of the treatment, but maybe they're just being talked to better. Maybe the doctor is talking to them and not just, and all the person's just sitting there being like, okay, because they're too embarrassed to tell them that they don't understand what you're saying or what you're talking about. So I like I felt that. And I see now. At first I was like, boy, you could have fought for your family. But somebody telling you that, and they in a white coat, and you trusting them, and they already giving you medications and treating you for this so-called whatever's going on. And then the reason, we're going to keep going. So Stella goes and sees Kev to see if he knows anything about Doc brought up. And after she visits him, she then goes and sees Curtis and Marshall and tells them the good and the bad news. Bad news is Doc is dead. Good news is Kev got the answers for him. Now, Kevin didn't necessarily say, and I don't like that, and maybe I should have played this part on my other on Hulu, because maybe I missed something and I should have checked it before I got on here and did my review, because maybe they did show the part of Kevin saying that he had some sketchy vibes to him. I'm not going to say racist right off the bat, because even Marshall said when he first met him, he was nice. He was, courteous. He was listening to him. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, guys. I'm going to let you guys have y'all take. I do have a take on this. I do see that there was some tendencies to some, prejudiceness in this, especially how it was brought to Marshall. But I would have liked to hear what Kevin was saying. Not saying I don't trust Stella. We know Stella told the truth. But I would have liked to hear how Kevin put it. But anyway, but he used the word for him, but it wasn't that. But anyway, but I guess we're going to see that tomorrow, guys. I guess we're going to see that tomorrow, because they're still in his office from the sneak peeks. So I will digress and I'll leave it alone. Anyway, where was I at? Yeah, so Doc is dead, and the good news is that Kevin's got the answers for him. So Kev tells the family that this doctor was infamous. I hope I'm saying that word. Infamous? Yeah. And confirmed that Marshall did not have schizophrenia. Kev can't say for certain, but being young, a male, poor, angry, and black is what got Marshall that diagnosis. I feel like we could take out maybe the young part Leave the male part. Leave the poor part. Leave the black part. Leave the angry part. It don't matter if you're young or old. I don't think that really matters. My perception, my own perception only. I'm brown. I'm speaking from the brown perspective. Brown perspective. I can't even say the word. Y'all get what I'm saying. But maybe he thought young because he was naive in that way, you know. But I've seen old people just whatever their doctor says, even though if they don't like it, even if it's making them sick, even if it's not really helping them. Well, that's what the doctor says. Gotta get a second opinion, guys. Doesn't mean that you don't like your doctor. You can get the second opinion, and it's the same as you can always go back to your doctor and discuss the opinion with that you heard. Now, most doctors will tell you to go to that doctor, but if it's going to make you feel better while you're trying to get better, man, you gotta love yourself. You can't you can't just be so trusting. That's just, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it alone now. Because I'm not trying to tell you guys not to listen to your doctor. I'm just saying it's okay to get a second opinion. So where we at? Because we could do that. You have that right. Okay, so yeah. So guys, I don't know. I have to, I'm looking forward to seeing part deuce tomorrow to see more of this conversation. Because Marshall looking pissed. Marshall does tell, okay, yeah, I already said that. But that was where, that was Kevin's, yeah. Young male, poor, angry, and black is what got Marshall that diagnosis. And that broke my heart in a major way. In a major way. So, we'll see tomorrow more about this story, about how it works. I'm really liking how they're doing it. It would have been interesting if they would have attached it to the FBI, because Nakisha brought up a good point that Marshall has some involvement with the FBI because he was out rioting and protesting. So I feel like that right there fits the narrative of making somebody being judged as a person with mental disorders, especially during that time. I would have liked to see that, but I guess they're going to just, wrap it up real fast and call it even Steven. Anyway, we're going to go over to Finn's office. And Gregory has Finn proofreading his article, and he's telling him he's not doing too good with the typing anymore. And Portia, while they're discussing that, Portia brings in Heather's radiology MRI report. Guys, I really want y'all firm opinion on this part right here. As far as, do y'all think Heather's playing? It would be hard, yes, for Heather to ingest metal into her system. I don't put nothing past Heather, though, because Heather is devious, okay? But I don't know, guys. I just find it funny. We got Cyrus rocking the streets, and now it looks like we might even have Heather getting out because the metal in her hip cause her to be cuckoo and become a psycho killer. General Hospital be stretching, man. They be stretching. Kev is running, I want to say a cognitive test on Heather. I could be wrong. If there's any nurses on here or anybody that knows more about the medical, what kind of medical test that was, that would be great. But I think it was a cognitive test, I want to say. Heather can't focus because he looks so much like Ryan, and she's just, it's just too painful to look at. It's just too painful and this is why I'd be like, and then when she looked away, it was like, are they getting it? Do they believe me? I don't know. I can't trust her no more than I could trust Cyrus, but I feel like Port Charles is such a trusting place. If this was a real place, it would be nothing but filled with criminals and naive rich people. Moving along, after that horribleness, they go into the meeting. They go have a meeting in the hallway. They round. That's what they call rounding when everybody gets together. But this rounding is a little bit different because it isn't just nurses, doctors, and physical therapy and all that. This is actually the DA. Robert, Mr. Scorpio, Diane's tagging along, not sure why she's there for this. Finn, Portia, and, of course, Dr. Kev. And Robert don't care, sane or not sane, she's being transferred back to the Popos today. He wants her gone. And honestly, I'm with Robert. What's with the special treatment? Moving along. Portia tries to explain to them the MR. This part cracked me up. Portia is over here showing non-medical people Heather's MRI, trying to explain to them why she can't leave. Now, maybe people are educated in reading MRIs. And y'all seen how Robert was looking. He was like, hell am I doing with this? What do you hell am I doing with this? I'm with Robert. I'm not a dang doctor. You get somebody here to read this to me and then break that down. Okay, I just need the sketch notes. I don't need all of the orbs and the white lights. What? Are you going to show me the comparison, Portia? Okay, so this is the regular MRI, and this is her MRI. I mean, come on, at least show some comparison. She's showing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm coming for it. Yep, and y'all don't have to like me about it. I'm resting on this one. Portia explaining to non-medical people about the reason why this woman can't get out of the hospital by showing them her MRI was laughable to me. It was laughable to me. Okay, I'm gonna be real. Where are we at? Because y'all gonna be like, where are you being so messy? So then Dr. Enoch shows up, and Portia's very happy to see him because he can actually explain to them what's going on. So he tells them that Heather has cobalt poisoning from a faulty hip replacement. It's the hardware. The hardware's no good. And the truthfulness is that they've had some recalls on certain things, on certain pieces that they've put on people before where it's been defective. And I'm not going to laugh about that. That's serious. If something about the heart valve or something, I can't remember. But they have had to recall certain things. And I wouldn't be surprised if I'm pretty sure the hardware that they put in the hips back in the day probably ran into that too. But anyway, yeah, so Dr. Enoch tells them that Heather has cobalt poisoning from a faulty hip hardware for her hip replacement, and that she will need a toxicology screen, screen, blood screen, and a heavy panel for heavy metal will be needed to be sure. I can't believe I couldn't get those words out. Toxicology. I can't say toxicology. I think that's the word. They're gonna need to run some labs on her blood. And Finn, like, I got that. That's done. I'm like, look at Finn. He is not playing around about them labs no more. Anybody come in, you come in to get your teeth cleaned, you getting labs. You come and get your knee checked, you getting labs. It don't matter. In fact, he running labs on everybody. Everybody gonna have millions of dollars in bills because of them damn labs. That shit is expensive, okay? Lab work's more expensive sometimes than a doctor's appointment. Where was I at? He covering for himself now. So then the Dr. Enoch starts discussing the side effects. And basically the symptoms make you go cuckoo. Loco cuckoo. Cray cray cocoa. Okay? I'm not even going to try that. I knew what that word was, but now I don't. So magically, the test results are back same day. And I got to think, is that real life? Because I got to ask my nurses again, because we normally have to wait several days. I mean, certain things like, other things show up real fast, but normally labs take a minute. So I'm like, these are the fastest labs ever. I want some, if I have any CNAs or anybody working in the healthcare field, please chime in on how fast them labs came back. Tell me, am I just imagining that? And what does the test confirm? The test confirms that she has melatonin. I mean, that's what Robert said. I love Robert. And Laura's like the big sister. No, she has whatever that word is. Metosis. Or whatever. When Robert said melatonin, I was like, please take that grumpy old head man home, please. He was mad because he had to get out. He didn't get to get his breakfast in bed. If you know what I mean. So Dr. Enoch says the hip must be replaced immediately. And Robert asks, can the federal penitentiary division do it? Once again, I'm sorry, guys. Y'all gonna say, Twyra, you heartless. And I'm gonna be like, yep. Send her butt back to the federal penitentiary. They can do that hip replacement there. And it's for free. Well, not for free because it's taxpayer money. But who cares? She ain't got no insurance. It's taxpayer money anyway. Y'all gonna come after me. Oh, damn. I'm having too much fun. Where was I? I keep losing my place. Robert says she's a homicidal maniac, which she is. And Captain Save the Hoe, Laura Lou, steps in and says, yeah, but now we know why. Maybe it was a medical reason for that. I'm like, oh my God. So we go. Everybody needs a Laura Spencer in your back. Everybody needs Laura. Everybody, I need me Laura. I'm at work. I'm mad with my boss or something. I need Laura to come in and, just throw that, throw whatever you got, girl. Throw it on them. Yes, I called her Captain Saver. She Captain Saving for real. Esme, Cyrus, now Heather. She's redeeming everybody. Oh, I gotta watch out. I gotta watch myself. Ooh, forgive me, Lord. Let me get it together. When Robert mentions she's loony, Laura brings up how she tried to give someone LSD but ended up drinking it herself. So maybe it's the metal stuff and the fact that Heather is on a forever trip. Maybe she rode the white dragon and never got off. Maybe she's just in LSD heaven. Maybe this is the trip action. And I'm just saying, a real not being funny. That can, people can get on some bad stuff and never come off. That's real. And I don't know, maybe that's what's going on with Heather. And then she says, okay, so where was I? Laura brings up how she tried to get but ended up drinking it herself. She's not a murderer and definitely not a serial killer. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you talking? She was out here hooking people. She killed Britt. Okay, you know what? We need Britt's mom. Where's Lisa? Where is Lisa? Lisa should be in that hospital. Lisa has got her. Doesn't Lisa work in the hospital still? I don't know, but this woman hooked Britt, and we about to let her free. We for real, Laura. She hooked Britt. She killed Britt. I mean, Britt was leaving, but she unalived her. Lisa, where are you, girl? They about to let the woman that took out your daughter. Man, all I can say is if they're going to let Heather free, let Lisa come back. Please, GH writers, please. You got to get somebody that's going to go against her. And it's only going to be Lisa. Because Laura Lou got her nose like this. Her nose so open, we can see her brains. We can see her thoughts for next to 3 years. That's how wide nose Laura Lou is right now. We could drive 2 freight trains, a truck, and a diesel through that all at the same time. Through each nostril. And a hot dog stand. With about 20 kids in the back right behind. On sugar. That's how wide her nose is. So if this is going to happen, and we going to let Heather get out, the same kind of crap that Cyrus got out on, then we need to bring Lisa Albright back. Bring back hashtag Lisa Albright needs to come back. Because this is not cool. I'm okay. We swallowed Cyrus, but Heather too. So then we just letting out all the buffoons, all the goofies. I don't care if she was crazy or had a metal in her throat, all through her body. No, she did. She took Britt. I love Britt. Britt was my girl. Okay, that's the one I wanted Jason with. Man, her and Jason were. I think they were the hottest. They were just hot. Just sizzling hot. I was so excited for her. I kept thinking that he was going to find some cure and find some misdiagnosis, and she wasn't going to have Hutchinson, and they were going to have kids and live happily ever ever, raising his kids and her kids. And then Heather came along. Anyway, Kevin even adds in, that's new. Boy, bye. You bye too, little Ryan. We don't even know who you is right now. I'm just playing. So Heather says that disease sounds like something you get from sticking your tongue on a flagpole. And I had to agree with her. It does sound like that. And ProSure brings up the systems that it causes. And Heather questions that if you mean this is the reason why I've been acting crazy all this time? I didn't have any, what did she say? What causes her to do things she would normally not do? And I was like, I don't know, Heather, because I remember you in the past and you were pretty evil. You might not, okay, so Laura said you didn't kill nobody, but if you gave somebody, try to feed somebody LSD, that could have killed them. And Laura, and in fact, Heather's done some really crazy, not so great shit. So I still think she needs to be in jail. There's no reason to let that crazy woman out of jail. She's institutionalized now. She says, because no one has told me anything. No one has ever told me anything. All the doctors have ever told me is that I'm crazy. And I added, and devious. I do not trust her, and I feel like she is pulling aside. I'm sorry, guys. Y'all be like, well, no, because she really was, and it was messing with. Oh, so is that what we doing for everybody now that just wants to go around killing people? We just giving them reasons. Only seemed like the only person that served this time in there was Sean Butler. I'ma shut up because he got off for serving what, like 80 years of his life. Okay, guys, I'm stopping. I'm stopping now because, as we know, Nicholas Cassadine is finally in jail. Okay, let's moving along. So when they start discussing complications, and she's like, "What you mean? I never wake up?" She's like, "No. You gotta give me a minute on this." You know what I'm saying? Okay, I was a little. So Laura loses her medical power of attorney. She didn't even know. Oh my goodness. And she asked Laura to break it down for her because all of this medical talk is just confusing. And that is some realness, and that's what patients need to say. What Heather did was exactly what everybody needs to say. When you got a doctor and you're just sitting there and he's telling you something and he's like, and this is what they do. You just got to stop and say, hey, sir, can you just break that down for me? Not all that, but what's going on? And they will. Most good doctors, but most good doctors, you normally don't have to tell them that. Now, like the cancer doctors and the infectious disease doctors and those kinds of doctors, they will get very, very clinical with you. But there's also the same type of doctors that will talk to you like a real human, but still being clinical. So if you don't know what's going on, and ask for a patient advocate, and they should be able to come in the room and they should be able to break it down to you what's going on with the doctor or the nurse. Nurses are very good at the fact. Nurses are supposed to be patient advocates, and they're very good at it. They'll let you know. Sometimes they'll let you know too much and have you scared. You're like, oh, I didn't want to know that. Well, I'm just letting you know what you better be doing. I love my nurses. Where was I at? Laura is Heather's middle. Yeah, I just said that. But Heather's asking. Okay, so Heather's actually asking Laura to make the decision for her because she does not feel comfortable making this decision. And then they discuss the will and Heather's estate, and then she's leaving to Ace, and she's like, "I know it's nothing, but I'm leaving him something." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that was beautiful. And after Heather pushes Laura furthermore, Laura finally says yes. And then, she signed. Did she sign it then? No, she don't sign it then. She signs it later. And then they come back to him, and now they're looking at pictures of Ace. And Heather asks what's going to happen to her. And she's like, Laura, what went wrong with me? Like, what happened to me? Like, and that's, now see, to me, that was the realest conversation right there that Heather was having. That was the realest conversation that Heather had, because she was telling Laura how she didn't want Ace to take Laura's path and not hers. And she's like, I just don't understand what happened to me. It's like I made one thing happen and another thing happened. I made one decision and now here I am. What happened to me? And that's because you were set on vengeance in the past, darling. That's what happened to you. And you got caught up in vengeance. That's what happened to you. Kind of like what's going to happen to Nina if she don't get off of this crazy train. Moving along. Yeah, I said it, guys. Laura admits that she lived a few different lives herself and can't always connect the dots. And Heather's like, yeah, but sometimes I feel like I can free fall. And the only thing worse is the ground rushing up to me. That sounds like a clinical. That sounds like bipolar. I'm not a doctor or a psychologist or whoever diagnoses those things, but it sounds a little bipolar to me. Moving along, Laura tells Heather it's still time to get things right. After Heather signs the consent to treat, she asks Laura about Kevin in bed. And was he anything like Ryan? Laura's face. She was like, what? I thought we were, what? And it's like, and Heather's like, what are you talking about? What's going on? And she's like, girl, I gotta go. And I'm looking at her like, so you can't look at this man when he's in the same room, but you can ask this man about his sexualities and how he is in the sack. I'm sorry, guys. I have a feeling that okay, so first of all, if they let Heather out because they say that it was because of her hip, metal in her hip, that she was, a killer. Like I said, first I want Lisa to come back so she can, deal with that little problem. I said it. And, because if no, Lisa ain't going to hear that. Lisa is, and I bet you that's what's going to bring Lisa back. You let this murderer on the streets? I love me some Lisa. She mad and mad. She mean and she bad and mean, but I love me some Lisa. And yeah, bring her back then, because this is too much. This is too much. Okay. Moving along to the Invader. Nina is mad because the Invader published a smear article on Sonny. Y'all notice how she was saying his name? I don't know where Nina getting this from. I'm glad have y'all noticed that the actors are kind of really starting to fill their roles, like they're breathing better or something? I don't know. The only person that's still kind of like a plain toast is Dex. Dex is just so, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, but everybody's like Nina. Like she's how she was acting today. Like she wouldn't leave Alexis's office. I don't know that's classic Nina, but I don't know. It just seemed like everybody got more of a pep to their step. I don't know. It could be just me though. But yeah, so she's mad because the Invader posted an article about Sonny. And Sonny, she doesn't want to antagonize Sonny. I was like, why is she saying his name like that? Sonny. That's how she kept saying it. I was like, oh my gosh. First it was husband. He's my husband. Oh, my husband. We got to help me with Sonny. I was like, Nina, you driving me crazy. I'm sorry, Spider-Quake, but your girl is too much. So Alexis tells her, good, quit. Better yet, run the damn paper and stop antagonizing me. Run the paper yourself and stop antagonizing me. And she to tell her, I ain't joking. Run it. Run it the way you see fit then. And then Nessa says, but you can't though. Because you don't know how to edit a newspaper. And I'm like, don't tempt Cuckoo Bird. Don't tempt her. Please. She'll go find one. You know she will. But it looks like she's going to have to find one anyway. But I'm going to keep going. So Nina don't want to do either. She's like, I ain't trying to do that. I'm just trying to, make people's lives miserable. So Nina then grabs Gregory's article out of his hands. This woman was just everywhere. I was like, she was acting like a 20-year-old. I really don't think Nina grew up. From the time she, went to that coma, her mama put her in that coma, I think she stayed that age all her life. I don't really think Nina's grew up because she was not acting her age today. I mean, I don't see her acting her age a lot lately. Period. Almost hardly ever. There's like occasional times, but anyway, she grabs Gregory's article out of his hand and starts trash talking Gregory. Now you know what? Unfortunately, okay, I'm gonna keep it real. Gregory, he come and go. I don't. Yeah, he's okay. He's a great actor. I really wish they could find a misdiagnosis for him and keep him around because I really love his chemistry with Tracy. And like I said, he's a phenomenal actor. I would love to see more of him. He's a little annoying, but whatever. I'd like to see more of him. But how she just trash talked this? I was like, what is? I mean, he's not. But other than that, I really, he's like whatever. I don't have any or nothing. But she was like just dogging out his work. I'm like, oh, this heifer. This childish ass child, man, she's so childish. Girl, she's so childish. Where was I at? Yeah, so Nina then grabs Gregory's article out of his hand as he's walking in, and she calls it what she's doing is quality control. She then trashes his work. Alexis kicks her out and apologizes for Nina. Gregory feels like he can no longer do the job, and this will be his last article. He then goes to Finn's office to have it typed and uploaded. He tells Finn he's quitting. They discuss what he can do, like reading novels and writing, and then his hand starts to shake. I don't like how she did that. She should have just left that man alone. She was just being petty. She couldn't get at Alexis, so she took it out on Gregory. And, people like that gonna get what they deserve. But that kind of, Nina was just all over the place. But when she kicked her out, when Alexis kicked her out, though, she was like, I said get out. Whatever. I'm like, how old are we? How old are we? And you know what? If this forces us to get Alexis, the lawyer, back, I'll take it. We already know what Nina gonna do with that article. She already didn't run a smut piece on Diane. Oh, we're about to talk about Diane right now. So Diane ain't happy about the Invader article saying the gossip part, saying she is shacking up with the DA and she's a mob lawyer. And Alexis reminds Diane that she has a new publisher with the gossip column. So there's nothing she could do about that unless she wants her to post about her red hair, that she is a red hair, something like that. And Alexis tells her that Nina has forbidden them to mention Sonny's name. And she's like I'm going to do that. I'd be like, girl, I would write an expose on his, from Karen Wexler. Oh, no. All the way up to Meg Carly. You have enough to make her mad for the next 2 years. Actually, just do an expose in the Karen Wexler story. Oh, yeah. Interview John Cates. Ask him for his personal opinion. Okay. Oh. And she does not like working for Nina, or she doesn't like doing this gossip column, and she would do law for free if she could leave this nasty job. And I'm like, did she just say she wants to be a lawyer again? Because Jason's going to need good representation. But then he'll have Diane. Ooh, but Diane. Ooh, let me get to it, because this is the juice part, guys. So Diane doesn't like people thinking that, okay, so we're going to talk about this, I'm sorry. So Diane doesn't like that people thinking that she only takes cases for mob money. She's a phenomenal attorney, and her reputation does matter. And I wish, but I'm not going to wish, because Nina going to get hers, so we're not going to worry about Nina. She's just putting herself in a bigger box coming after Diane and everybody. She offers Alexis to come work for her as a colleague. And if she's nice to her, eventually a partner. Alexis brings up that she's not able to practice law in the state of New York. Diane bets that she can get that overturned. Could y'all imagine a Diane and Alexis team? nobody would win anything in there. They would just come out there murdering. I mean, not just murdering cases. Just it would be so beautiful. And I'm pretty sure they're going to need double team. And I'm pretty sure they're doubling them up to defend Jason. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening, because Jason's or Sonny or whomever is whatever's going on, they're gonna need Diane and Alexis, and it's about to go down. I'm like, double trouble. Double trouble. Come on, guys, think about it. Diane and Alexis as colleagues working together. Poor Robert. He ain't gonna see what's coming. And Molly, they ain't gonna see. Oh my God, Alexis gonna eat her daughter for lie. She might teach her how to be a better lawyer. Moving along. We're gonna go to Dex spot. Okay, I'm really gonna try to keep a straight face through this story. Dex is packing, and Joss don't want to help. So she goes ahead and gives him some. I was cracking up when she thought her little Ludi was going to keep him to stay. I can't even get it. You know what they do, right? When he said, okay, I got to get back to packing. You're still leaving? When you thought that little booty cakes was going to do something, girl? The only reason why this man back is because he wanted Sonny, he wanted to have Sonny's back. You couldn't get him back. Fucking man. Because I was, you watching Dex, and then when you see Joss and them start kissing, you automatically know what they about to do. I kind of hope they do break them up and they put her with Adam. She can be with Adam, not Trina. I don't want Trina with him. No. Joss can have Adam, because it's obviously like there's going to be some problems in their little paradise. But anyway, Dex like, I can't stay. I don't know Sonny like I thought I did. What you talking about? This man's a mobster. What did you not know? What did you not know? If you betray him, you get dealt with. I was looking at him like, okay, y'all think this man's a sucker then? I know I'd make my jokes about Sonny, but for Dex to say that, I was like, you dense and you don't belong in this job. Because for you to say that you don't know, boy, bye. You betrayed this man. No matter what you did for him, you betrayed this man. No matter what no, you don't do that in that life. You a snitch. You a snake. You a rat. You got to go. You should be happy. He should be happy he's standing around doing what he doing with Jocelyn. In real life, he might be having some things missing on him. Then he brings up Jason shooting Dante, and I'm like, boy, bye. Hurry up and pack and go. Then Joss is like, well, Jason didn't shoot Dante. I know him. She then tries to compare him to Jason. Girl, bye. I can't even believe Joss. See, you know why? That's because Joss doesn't know Jason. She only knows that. No. Girl, bye. Dex can't even fit in Jason's shoe. His whole entire body can't even fit in Jason's shoe. Yes, I said it. Dex don't like who he's becoming because of Sonny. They discuss the differences in their families, because he's like, well, I will go. He's like, no, you got a family. You got to be there for your family. I wish I cared for my family like that. And she's like, well, yeah, I love my family, but I'm in love with you. And he's like, oh, well, yeah, I love you too. I've never had that kind of love before. I was like, well, I think it would be better if you said you was in love with her too, but that's okay. We're not going to mix words, right, guys? We're not going to mix words. He said this is his first time, right? At least we know. But anyway. And then this girl still... Jocelyn, boy, she definitely, she thinks with the lower half of her or something. She ain't thinking with her brain. I still think I can protect you, though. I can maybe have my mom talk to Sonny. I mean, I know he's not really talking to her right now because she betrayed him too. But yeah, I know we can still be Girl. Oh, Jossie, baby, it's time to grow up. So then Nina drops by, and Joss mentions backstabbing to Nina. which Nina's not surprised. And she asked if Dex could. Nina asked if Dex could speak to Sonny about the Invader article. And then this child, Nina, starts talking 5 miles per minute. I didn't even write down half of what she said because I couldn't catch it. The what do you call that? Caption couldn't No, I was not about to try to hurt my brain with that. But Josh asked Dex. He said, "Dex, do you ever recall Sonny reading any newspaper articles?" He's like, "No, he gets his information firsthand." So you're okay there. And then she tries to shut the door. And she's like, "Wait a minute," because she sees the boxes. And I wouldn't have even opened the door for her nosy ass. I don't know why they did that, but I guess it's Sophie. And so she's like, "Wait a minute, what's the boxes? Is Sonny leaving? Are you leaving? Is somebody leaving? Are y'all going on a trip together? Are you going to be his guard? What's going on?" First of all, that's none of your business. Slam. That's all that should have been said. But Josh wants to be cocky and play big girl games. And so she tells her, well, not that it's none of your business, but Dex is through with Sonny. And I was like, well, wait a minute. It's more like Sonny is through with Dex. But we'll let you have that one, boo-boo, because you think you want to roll, right? Like Sonny's through with you. That was a cute, cheap shot until Nina cheap shotted her butt back. You play with the big leagues, you better have your drawers on, girl. And Nina was like, oh, something about secrets and all this. And then she mentions to Dex to tell Josh about his visit to Cyrus when he was in the scrubs. And Josh is like, what's she talking about? I would look at her like, girl, bye. My man tells me everything. Anything else, then please get off my doorstep. Get off my doorstep. See, the grown woman in me, that's how I would have handled that. In fact, the young, petty woman in me would have handled that way. Josh is looking at Dex all crazy. And we can only imagine what happens next week, but we will see. And all I'm thinking to myself is that, so Nina, with her childish ass self, has time today to be a 20-year-old going around to start mess. Just start mess. It's almost better that she's not in Sonny's situation because she would be blabbing his business to everybody. I just gotta help him. The highlight of that story is that Josh thought her cakes could keep Dex, and it couldn't. It couldn't even bring him back. Only thing that could bring him back was Sonny. I'm sorry, Jossie, baby. I had to go there. We're going to go over to Finn because this was one of the stories that I had forgot about. And Finn gets a call from a guy named Bodon. And I'm thinking that this must be one of the Doctors Without Borders because Finn, is talking about, where do they have him at right now and all. It's rough over there. So I can only assume that it's a Doctors Without Borders. And then he confirms it when he says that he was one of the best neurologists that he worked with. And Finn tells him about his dad's ALS advancement. And he just wants to know if there's anything they could take, a little magic at this point, anything, because it's advancing, it's accelerating extremely fast. And I'm not sure what's said in the background. I don't know if he says, man, you're just going to have to go with the flow, the steps. Because Finn says, yeah. Finn tells him, yeah, he knows the drill. And he tells him to stay safe, brother. So I don't know if the guy gave him anything or just told him, man, there's nothing you could do, man. Just, support your dad. It so breaks my heart because I don't want Gregory to leave. I think he's so good for Tracy. And I don't really care for the Hamilton Finn character. But then that kind of touched me seeing him right there, knowing he was trying to, do anything to give his dad some comfort or anything, just reaching. Because he said, man, I don't know what I'm asking you. I don't even know why I'm calling you. I don't even know what I'm asking for. Maybe some magic, anything. I just need something. My dad is going to be leaving me soon. That's basically what he's saying. So that was a very touching moment. And I did feel, the heart went, because my daddy left me, and I can only imagine. At least, the good thing is that he got to spend time with his dad, but to sit there and watch his dad slowly just, But anyway, I think that's it, guys, for today. I don't think I have anything else. Yep, that was all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I hope I get to see some of you tomorrow at Kyrese's Live. Like I said, if the time is different than 3 o'clock, I will post that in my community board. Always check my community board, guys. Well, not always check my community board, but if I'm doing something, it's always in my community board, because I will mention it in my my video, but I'll also mention it on my community board. You guys have an amazing night, and I will talk to you soon. Mwah!